Thank you. They should come inside now. Yeah, your turn. Hello. My brother. You remember? You should say by race time as well. You can eat it. Okay, wait, this race time. Would like to welcome you very specially to this second sequence. Can we clap? The first sequence was really interesting, and we are looking forward to another exciting time together. So you've been wonderful audience, and would like to look at the degrading nature of the music world. The degrading nature of the music, degrading music of the nature of the music world. As a matter of fact, life could be boring without music. I can't imagine myself how life would look like without music. It could be boring. It just could be very, very uncomfortable, because music basically makes life very, very interesting, gives a sense of relief, gives a sense of beauty to life in the midst of a lot of struggles, in the midst of a lot of challenges. So basically, music plays a major role in making life a bit more comfortable. And basically, if you look at the world today, you will notice that the music industry, which is supposed to be a role model to the society, which is supposed to make meaningful contributions to our daily living, is fast entering a stage where a lot of negativities are going on. Basically, music is supposed to give instruction, it's supposed to edify, it's supposed to teach important moral lessons. But sometimes, some of the lyrics, some of the videos that we see are making the society very immoral, if not corrupt. So we would like to x-ray the degrading nature of the music world. Before I go on to look at areas that we are experiencing this level of immoral disposition from the music world, I would like us to look at some things about music and musicians. Musicians are role models to young people. Young people try to model them. Sometimes you see a young person saying, "My name is so, 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 so," and he will call his name after a certain musician. So they try to model the behaviors of those musicians. Even in the game of football, the footballers are taught to be careful because they are role models too to the spectators, which could be children, who could be adults. So they are taught to be very careful of the things they do. That's why even in the music, even in the sporting world, if a footballer does a thing that is immoral, you see a statement from the club, probably suspend the footballer momentarily. So you notice that has a great impact on the spectators. And the same thing applies to the music world. But what we notice is the fact that those who are making music may not really take the fact that the musicians are role models into consideration. Music is needed in virtually all gatherings. Every gathering that must be enjoying, every gathering that must be enjoyable, must have the presence of music for people to feel good. There is that feel-good syndrome in music. And another thing we have to know is that musical lyrics in old times promoted good morals, love, peace, and unity. You could hear Bob Marley sing "One Love," bringing nations of the world together. You could hear some lyrics that will bring about national unity. But if you listen to the kind of music that we we play these days, the reverse is the case. And these makers of music may not really know that the people listening, that the music they produce play an important role in the lives of people who listen. They impact greatly on listeners. Now, we will look at some areas that these degrading aspects have been experienced. Number one, some lyrics come with vulgar languages. Vulgar languages. Some languages that shouldn't be heard. Some languages that have tendencies to corrupt. Some languages that can provoke violence. Some languages that can promote immorality. Languages that can lead to intertribal war. Languages that can lead to racism. And people are dancing to them. So there are many areas that we are observing. We can see this degradation, this level of, this level where the music industry is gradually losing value. An industry that was meant to be a source of education. People can learn through music. But today, the reverse is the case. Now, some music producers belong to gangs. The singers too belong to gangs. Some of the record labels you hear are actually gangs. They try to carve a niche for themselves where they try to promote things that are, socially harmful to the citizenry. So it is important that we try to look at these things. Some of them, some of the musicians abuse drugs. Even upcoming musicians believe if you must sing and stand out, you have to take drugs. I've equally seen a musician that openly told me that you need to be high to receive inspiration to sing. Which is not supposed to be. Some music videos have pornographic contents. Some music videos have pornographic contents. You could see ladies dancing naked. And the producers of such music should be able to know the impact of what their promotions are causing on people. This is fast becoming an epidemic that must be arrested as soon as possible. Now, whatever you hear has a way of playing out in your life. Whatever you hear consistently, whatever you see equally, when you are alone, when you settle down, those things can begin to play out, can begin to run, on your mind. So some of these videos contain, a lot of pornographic materials. A lot of pornographic materials. Some lyrics promote violence. Some songs also promote racial abuse. Now, I would like to make a few recommendations. Reason is that the music world is very big, it's very large. It's like an ocean. A lot of people drink from it. Music can travel the world. Music can go places. And you can imagine the impact of these songs we hear on the lives of people. So I believe this is something that should be checked, something that government should give an attention to. One does not necessarily have to dance naked to make a good video. Some years ago, I had a friend who came back home from, I don't want to mention that part of the country, that part of the world. He came back home and he needed to sell one of their landed properties to do a video. When he did the video and took it to that country, believing that it will be promoted, they turned it down. What was the reason? That the pornographic content was not good enough. They needed much more of ladies dancing naked. So he lost everything, lost the land, and he came back crying, came back demoralized. There is a standard that they have. There is a certain level of nudity that they need, which you have to be able to meet to receive their patronage. Now, with me here are some recommendations that are made to contribute to the repositioning of the music industry the world over. One of them is that government must roll out stringent measures for music censorship, both audio and video. Both audio and video. Such any music that doesn't meet certain standards must not be promoted. There must be proper censorship. Those videos should be censored and government should be firm. Government should be firm. Whatever music is coming out must pass through government censorship before, and in fact, after the censorship, it is the government that should decide if the music is airworthy and not radio stations. Another point is that musicians to be trained, certified, and their songs censored before they are airworthy. They are supposed to be trained on morality. Sometimes you just see someone along the road, he doesn't even know his left from his right. He says, I'm a musician, and he begins to pollute, the airwaves. They should be trained. They should know songs to sing. Sanctions should be placed on radio stations who play or promote uncensored music. I think this will put a check. Any radio found playing any music that is not censored by the government and approved should be sanctioned. Because music plays an important role in our daily living. I can hardly think of any event in our world where music is not needed. In fact, these days, before you even plan an event, sometimes you might even start with music. Music can traverse the world. So it is very important that we try to arrest this epidemic. Some of our lyrics are about body parts, not about the common good of the society. Some of our lyrics are about what we have achieved in life. Now I have a big car. Now they are calling me for musical presentation all over the world. Now I am needed everywhere. I believe that we can have a cleaner society. I believe that the world can be better positioned through the instrumentality of music. I believe someone can listen to some of our records and turn a new leaf. Countries can listen to our songs and make peace. Not about body parts, always. Your leg is like this. Your legs are like this. Your eyes are like this. Your back is like this. Your backside is like this. And all of that. So I believe we can have constructive musical contents. I believe we can have musical contents that would build our society. I believe we can have musical contents that would encourage young people to do what is right. This is important. This is very important because these people play an important role in the lives of their fans. So the earlier we begin to look at these aspects, the better. So I believe we can have a saner music world. I believe we can have a cleaner music world where the contents of the things we listen to teach morality, where the contents of the things we listen to teach patriotism, where the contents of the things we listen to teach love, where the contents of the things we listen to teach godliness, where the contents of the things we listen to teach unity, where the contents of the things we listen to teach togetherness. I believe this is possible because music is very powerful. Music is very powerful. It travels all over the world. It goes places. And our children are modeling these musicians. Their looks can even spoil the dress sense of our children. I believe one doesn't necessarily have to look like a mad person before you sing good songs. You can still be clean. These people, our children, model them. They try to be like them. So I believe the government can step in. Make sure that their musical videos are censored. Lyrics are censored. And sanctions should be placed on radio stations that promote musical materials that do not meet up with the requirements of the government, requirements of the society, with the basic aim of having a peaceful global community. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to talk about Psalm 23. There are so many people who know this psalm. A lot of people talk about it. Some years back, I saw in a movie, someone had to tear up that very verse of the Bible, that very chapter of the Bible, to use and smoke Indian hymn. People try to do a lot of things. People pray at night. People try to say a lot of things concerning this very important book of the Bible. I would like to try to x-ray it briefly. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. That's a very big statement. But before you can really get to understand what that place is talking about, you would have to understand who a shepherd is. Simply put, a caregiver, one who guides the sheep. So when the psalmist said, the Lord is my shepherd, simply put, he was saying, the Lord is my caregiver. So long as he's my caregiver, I can never be in want. Now, for you to boldly say, I am confident that I will not have lack of anything because of my caregiver, it means that your caregiver has the capacity to give you what you need. It means that your caregiver has the capacity to give you all you want. It means that everything answers to your caregiver. All your needs can answer to your caregiver. David said, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I shall not lack. I shall not be stranded. I shall not suffer lack. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He makes me to lie down. When you lie down as a sheep, in a green environment, what do? You eat whatever is there. Simply put, he makes me to lie down in the midst of food. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. The goat, the sheep that we have around, they look for, something greenish to eat. So because we are his sheep, he makes us to lie down in green pasture. And he restores our souls. Now, the soul is a seat of emotion. It is a seat of will. It is a seat of feeling. Sometimes you feel frustrated. You feel depressed. You feel rejected. You have a sense of despondence. You find yourself in a state of despair. He restores my soul. Along the line, he brings you back to a state of peace. So it's quite natural for these emotional issues to happen. But he restores your soul. This is very important. And this can only be possible in the hands of a good caregiver. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness. Now it means himself, his righteousness. That's why he can lead others in the path of righteousness. He has the capacity to deliver righteousness. He is righteousness himself, because you cannot give what you don't have. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Which means he is a God of integrity for his name's sake. He wouldn't allow you to suffer. He wouldn't allow you, to be frustrated for his name's sake, because he honors his name. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Why wouldn't you fear evil? Because he's a good shepherd. He will always be there with you. It is only the hireling that would forsake his sheep. The hireling is not interested. The hireling is just there, not really interested about what is happening around the sheep. So, you would go through things in life, but so long as he's your caregiver, you can rest assured that he will come through for you. That I know for sure. Somehow he would come through for you. Now, he takes someone who has so much to give to you to the level of overflow. Someone can just give you a drop because of what he or she has. But the one who would give you to the overflow, it means he has so much. He has so much. And he says that goodness and mercy shall follow you. It means he has goodness himself. And it's not going to be something that will be short-lived all the days of your life. All the days of your life. That happens so long as he is your caregiver. No matter where you see yourself, in the valley of the shadows of death, you can't fear any evil. Why? He will never leave or forsake you. Right where you are, he will come through for you. So this is a very important psalm. This is a psalm that strengthens a book of the Bible, a chapter of the Bible that one can always look back to use and say, indeed, my caregiver is with me. And he knows you. And today, I trust that you will rely on this caregiver because he has so much to offer. He has so much to take care of you. He has so much to deliver to you to make your life meaningful. He is the reliable caregiver. So the next time you are thinking of a trusted caregiver, think of God. Thank you so much. Now, let's look at something very important. Importance of language. Okay. I've seen a hand there. You have a question, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. That's a great question. That's a good one. All right. Government has a way of doing things. I believe some sanctions could be put in place. In order to do that, I would suggest that every musical artist, every promoter should be licensed by the government. You do not promote any song, you do not sing any song, you do not, do any musical work except you have been licensed, and that license should come as a result of you meeting certain moral standards. And what I'm suggesting is that whenever there is such in place, such licenses should be withdrawn from those who have aid from the policies set up by the government. Such licenses, the right to, display music, to do music, should be withdrawn. That license should be withdrawn from defaulters. Then they would have to go through a process to be able to recover their license. That's my suggestion. Okay, thank you so much. I would like